October 28, 1943, at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. The destroyer escort USS Eldridge is shrouded in a bizarre, green fog. It's the centerpiece of a top-secret experiment to make the ship invisible to enemy radar. Massive electromagnetic generators hum to life, and then it vanishes. Not just from radar, but from sight. When the Eldridge reappears, the crew are found in horrifying states. Some are fused into the ship's metal hull. Others have lost their minds, and some have allegedly teleported hundreds of miles away. The Navy denies everything. Was the Philadelphia experiment a real, terrifying leap in technology, or one of history's greatest hoaxes? The Philadelphia experiment remains one of America's most enduring military conspiracy theories. The year is 1943, the height of World War II. Allied shipping convoys are being decimated by German U-boats in the Atlantic, and the U.S. Navy is desperate for a technological edge. The story goes that a top-secret initiative, codenamed Project Rainbow, was launched. The audacious goal to create a cloaking device using intense electromagnetic fields, supposedly based on Albert Einstein's unified field theory. The idea was to bend light and radar waves around a ship, rendering it invisible. The vessel chosen for this incredible task was the USS Eldridge, a newly commissioned destroyer escort. The ship was allegedly fitted with massive, experimental generators and sophisticated electromagnetic coils. Some of the era's top scientists were said to be involved. An initial test in July 1943 was reportedly a partial success, making the ship nearly invisible within a green haze. But it left the crew nauseous and disoriented. After some adjustments, a second more daring test was scheduled. On October 28, the generators were powered to their absolute maximum. A glowing green fog enveloped the USS Eldridge, and then, the impossible happened. The ship didn't just disappear from radar screens, it vanished from sight entirely, right out of the Philadelphia harbor. What happened next pushes the story from military science into the realm of science fiction. The USS Eldridge didn't just become invisible. It allegedly teleported witnesses in Norfolk, Virginia, over 200 miles away, reported the sudden appearance of a destroyer that matched the Eldridge's description, which then vanished just as quickly. Minutes later, the ship reappeared back in Philadelphia. But the scene on board was a nightmare. Crew members were found in terrible states. Some were violently ill, others suffered complete mental breakdowns, screaming about seeing into other dimensions. Most disturbingly, several sailors were found physically fused into the ship's steel structure, their bodies embedded in the bulkheads and decks. A few had simply vanished, never to be seen again. The Navy supposedly shut down the project immediately. Surviving crew members were given medical and psychological treatment, but many were allegedly subjected to memory erasure techniques or sworn to secrecy under threat. The entire project was classified, its records destroyed or locked away, as if it never happened. Think about it. If this experiment was real, it represented technology that was decades, maybe even centuries, ahead of its time. Teleportation, matter transmission, manipulating the fabric of space-time, these were concepts of pure fantasy in 1943. The story first broke into public consciousness in 1955, when a man named Carl Allen, writing under the name Carlos Allende, sent a series of strange letters to an astronomer and UFO researcher named Morris K. Jessup. Allen claimed to have witnessed the experiment from a nearby merchant ship, describing the green fog, the disappearance, and the horrific aftermath for the crew. Jessup was initially skeptical but became intrigued. His curiosity deepened in 1956 when he received a package from the Office of Naval Research. It was a copy of his own book, filled with handwritten annotations discussing the Philadelphia experiment in great detail, suggesting insider knowledge. The Navy even summoned Jessup for questioning. He left the meeting deeply disturbed, now convinced something had actually happened. Then, in 1959, Morris Jessup was found dead. The official ruling was suicide, but many researchers believe he was silenced for getting too close to the truth. His death only added another layer of intrigue to the growing conspiracy. The story exploded in popularity during the 70s and 80s, fueled by books and a 1984 movie that introduced the tale to millions. So, what is the truth? The US Navy has consistently and flatly denied that the experiment ever took place. Official ship logs show the USS Eldridge was nowhere near Philadelphia on October 28, 1943. According to the Navy, it was on a shakedown cruise in the Bahamas. There are no official records of any invisibility or teleportation projects. Scientists who worked on advanced naval projects during the war have stated that the technology described was simply impossible. The power required to bend light and radar around a ship would have been astronomical, far beyond anything a destroyer could generate. Even the original source, Carl Allen, later admitted he made up parts of the story, blending rumors with his own imagination. However, he always maintained that he did witness something unusual that day. Skeptics point to the lack of evidence. No corroborating eyewitnesses from the hundreds of crew members, no photographs, and no documents besides Allen's letters. But believers argue this is exactly what you'd expect. a top-secret project gone wrong would be scrubbed from existence. They point to other government cover-ups, like the MK Ultra mind control experiments, as proof that the government is capable of hiding the truth. Some researchers suggest a more plausible explanation. Perhaps the Navy was testing advanced degaussing techniques to make ships invisible to magnetic sea mines. Such a process could create strange electrical effects and cause health problems for the crew, which a witness like Allen might have misinterpreted and embellished. The legend of the Philadelphia experiment endures because it taps into a deep-seated fascination with government secrets, military power, and the terrifying potential of unknown technology. It's a compelling narrative that weaves together World War II history, Einstein's genius, and sci-fi wonder. We know the Navy conducted countless secret projects during the war, some of which were dangerous and unethical. So, the core idea isn't entirely fudged, however. Invisibility and teleportation in 1943. The technology simply wasn't there. The story is most likely a powerful myth, born from a mix of wartime rumors, misunderstood science, and one man's vivid imagination. The real USS Eldridge served a long and unremarkable career before being scrapped. No crew member ever came forward to support the fantastic claims. So, what do you believe? Was the Philadelphia experiment a real, classified military project, a complete fabrication, or something in between? Let me know your theory in the comments. If you found this military mystery fascinating, give this video a like and subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and share this with anyone who loves a good conspiracy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next mystery.